So let me first introduce Marco Vasquez. I'm so excited that I got up an hour and a half earlier to make sure I had more than an hour of a quiet time. And it was a singing and dancing quiet time. And one of the songs that I probably played 10 or 15 times, and my daughter says, "Why did you play other music?" It was Chris Tomlin's Passion. And because the lyrics are there, it sounds something like this: "No matter, you'll never stop loving us, no matter how far we run. You never give up on us, all of heaven will shout, let the future begin." And the future's beginning for Marcos in a big way. He reminds me so much of Paul in a way. 18 years gone. That weighs very heavily on you from the point of view of sins. And but what's really wonderful about it, and it picks up on Luke 7 and verse 44, Jesus is about to talk about a woman who couldn't stop crying at his feet, cleaning them, pouring perfume on them, drying his feet with her hair. He just never stopped kissing him since the moment that they came in. And he's kind of reprimanding a Pharisee who invited him at his house named Simon. And picking up in verse 44, then he turned toward the woman and said to Simon, "Do you see this woman? Do you see Marco? I came into his house. I came into your house and you did not give me any water for my feet. And I lost my space. Hold on. Here we go. Sorry. I know. She came here with an alabaster jar. Oh, wait, I'm too far ahead now. Amen.
Come on, Silver. You got this.
Let me just explain it. He said she never stopped. That the Pharisee never gave him any water, never greeted him with a kiss, never got him perfume. And he was just upset because he said to himself, if Jesus only knew the woman who's touching him, full of sin, because that's the kind of life that she lived. And Jesus said, because of her love, her many sins are forgiven. And with that, I want to tell you that this man is going to lead that kind of life very powerfully. So I give you Marco.
Wow. Good morning, everyone. Oh, Lord. First of all, sorry, I've never been up here like this, but it is very encouraging, first of all, to be here in the presence of God. Look at every single one of you guys' faces. It's just evident, the power, the love that is shared. I can see it in every single one of you guys. I got the privilege to meet so many of you. Beach, Tyler, James, and so on, Jesse, many of you, and just being able to know that that God's power and God's love is here, evident and present in this church is just an amazing thing to be a part of now being here today, this morning. I'm thankful to God this morning because it has been a long journey for sure. It's been about 18 years since I decided to walk away out of my own accord. I didn't look back, try to point the finger at anybody. I knew that the solid foundation that was based on the then ICC church, based on the first principles doctrine that, I had the privilege to be able to learn from, from being a spiritual baby and growing up within 3-4 years, which that was then when I decided to go ahead and fall away, once again out of my own will. I've learned so much through this 18 years. It's been very rough. It's been very rough to really see what what I left so I can become a selfish individual, is really to indulge in so much sin, in my life, from the first year on till just prior to Easter Sunday when I came back. I decided to go ahead and come back, and, just so much that I wish, literally probably write a book if that is what it would take, and I ask God daily to really help me, to really help me relieve, every single one of those years, and pretty much to really look at what happened and how I hurt him time after time after time, year after year. It was just one thing after another, and the more I thought that I could be so prideful and rebel against him, knowing that the love and the truth that he wanted for me, personally, to have a relationship with him, it was always there, and I just rebelled, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing what I want to do, because I thought that, that's what I wanted to do, I knew he can help me, but I just wanted to keep doing it, and I think over the years until recently, I've learned so much about God, about just how much He helps your heart. I know He helped my heart to really know that if I have allowed sin to control my character, my attitude, my behavior, my words, and keep doing it, and not really understanding, what forgiving oneself meant, to really look at what Jesus did on the cross and really, understanding that, He died to that. He died to that, and He bled and He suffered for that. And I know I learned a lot even from the mid-devotional with the Mass recently too about what it takes to really suffer, suffering, and she's understanding, what Jesus did on the cross and how it meant for Him, So I recently I just had some experiences where even after falling down, I realized that, okay, well, God is giving me the decision. He's giving me the decision, you know what? Okay, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with it? And I think I'm really learning to really grab onto that jewel. He's like a diamond that, you find it, or an emerald. I just want to, grab a hold of it and just protect it, protect it solidly. And God is making it very evident every single day since the last Easter Sunday. He's just putting people everywhere. He's just putting them everywhere, and and that denial, that self-denial as a disciple is there, and literally I will have to walk away many times and just turn around and pray. Father, help me to use your Spirit, in a powerful way. Help me not be ashamed of you. And it's just such a blessing to be able to carry that daily from the moment you go to work in the morning, all the way to your night's end. I had an awesome time with some of the brothers going to the movies not too long ago. First time ever I've stayed till 12:30 at night, go watch a movie. But it was all worthwhile. It was such a worthwhile. What some of my family members were worrying. You see a 40-year-old man, out on the streets, thinking that he's still 30 years old. But, it's just that love of being unified in the Spirit is just so vital, so vital. I hurt many times because I see the pain and I feel it when I'm around some of you, and it hurts me. It hurts me because it tells me that what I did this 18 years, the enemy has just completely devoured and destroyed so much, of God's creation. And it's really, really helping me to really see things in a very different perspective. And that perspective, it's only going to come from going to the cross every single day. Today is the first day. Today's a new day. Getting up every single day, just with gratitude in your heart, being grateful. Despite of whatever the pain is, the suffering, that you might endure a day before, or how you fell and you can get back up. It's just one of those things where I'm looking at it now, and right now I hear the crying in people. I got a text from a brother that's not here today, and it convicts me. it convicts me because, I feel like my heart, I want to be there. I want to be able to help him, just to encouragement. Encouragement just completely goes a long ways. It's just such a blessing, a precious thing that you can do, every single day, And I want to challenge everybody here, to be able to, reach out to people. Just reach out to people. I know a lot of times we can easily get entangled, and within our own thoughts about, behind my mind, I'm still thinking about, oh, good Lord, how did I commit that, or how did I did that yesterday, and can easily be something that really like a block, stumbling block, in other words. We can be here this morning, and so I just challenge and encourage every one of you to, all it takes a lot of times, what I'm learning now, it just takes time. So if I go right now and walk away, I can go in the car, I can literally be anywhere and just pour out my heart, ask God to please help me have a gentle heart, a soft heart to really see around me. And, in spite of what's going on, I can go ahead and make a difference in this world. So I'm so thankful for my family and being here. Yeah. And with that, I want to, first of all, I want to apologize to our Father, because 18 years ago, He gave me that opportunity to, to learn from the only father that I have ever had my whole life. I never had a father my entire life. Only lived with my mother for probably 5 years, learning to love who she was. Didn't really honor her. Didn't really know who she was until recently. Her life is taking a toll for the worst. And, and I just ask God that, He would still help me to, honor that, that He gave, freely when I was born. And I wanted to apologize to every single one of you as disciples, as children of God. I just want to really have a sincere heart that, I'm here, and anytime, anywhere, anybody needs, to just talk, even just a big hug, I'm here for that. And I just want to love up on all of you guys. And I'm really looking forward to what is ahead. I know God has a lot in store. I do need a lot of help, and I think there's a scripture that says, putting your faith, to the fire, flaming into flame, and I really need to go and really pray wholeheartedly about reaching for the lost. Yeah. So thank you, everybody.